from now, all our loot levels drop. I've actually been pretty stingy with loot, honestly, guys. So no, I wouldn't drop your loot levels. I've been giving you magic items because I find them useful, but like an actual gold, I don't know if you'd want my loot levels to drop even more. Okay, but we're going ahead and start. So that little bar. The last way you left you guys, you just ran into the Archmage Barrios, who constructing his tower to dwarf the other Archmage. You found out that Mist is probably in the material plane world of Eberron, or at least on her way. You've also figured out there's no easy way to get to Eberron, but you have a lead on at least 3 ships that can take you there. So what are you guys going to do?
I think we were going to go try and find the one in the Dreamer's Temple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, since that's our temple.
Well, I want to remind you that technically that temple was never sunken; it was buried, and that you actually have 2 temples on Mist's map. Near, one of them seems like it's actually under a waterfall.
Well, I guess we're going to do what Scott thinks we're going to do and go dungeon delving and have a lot of combat today.
I'm just reminding you that you guys can go check out your own temple if you'd like.
Can we just figure out which one's the cheaper boat and then go to that one?
That would be the free one that we liberate from a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And the most expensive one?
The most expensive? I wouldn't say any of them are expensive. So you could ask the Githzerai for a ride. That would probably not be... That would be an interesting experience. The Githzerai are better than their cousins, the Githyanki, but not by a wide margin.
Well, what we could do is just offer a favor paid by Mist when we bring her back.
The Githzerai, you wouldn't know that. But that would be the Githzerai. Then there's also the Inquisition. That would probably be the most difficult to get to. It would be the one under their temple.
Do they have any dungeons around their temple?
Technically, their entire temple is a giant vault for dangerous magic items.
So no?
I mean, that made it more appealing.
But the getting in there might be a little difficult. But I mean, so they also imprison. So yeah, technically their entire area is a dungeon because they also imprison and then execute magic users considered too dangerous to exist.
So they're Judge Dredd.
Can be.
So
Well, we
they're
can
looking
just
for
go
people
get
like me.
ourselves arrested, and then break out. Well, break in, and then just go the other way. They won't expect that at all.
Yeah, let's try not to do that. Since we're not really in a rush, let's see if we can try to figure out something locally. I don't want to do anything too dreadful right now, and I think we can do more for the community while we're here.
Okay. So the and of course the last one is the one near Kilkarn's Rest, but the closest one would technically be the Inquisition. The August Sanctuary is literally sitting in the bay. Like there's an island in the bay, and that's where the August Sanctuary is. Of the city you're at, because you haven't left Lavinia yet.
Yeah, but we know pretty much on a character-wise, or actually after meeting them, that they're not really happy with us, Inquisition-wise, so I don't think they'd be able to grant us the boat unless we did something for them. Does anyone have an idea or someone that want to do something that would make the Inquisition help us?
We could offer up Full Moon as a prisoner of war.
Full Moon is not onto this plan. He does not agree with said plan.
Technically, as far as the Inquisition is concerned, in terms of you guys, Full Moon is, while he is actually a sorcerer and therefore would be actually interesting to them, they think of him as some type of cleric. So while they don't like him, they're not actually after him. The only person that they would probably even care about right now would be Rindle.
I'm basically a cleric of a devil.
Mm-hmm. There's this
That's
whole,
all
like, Law 3 of the Inquisition, thou shalt not consort with powers from beyond the mortal coil.
Our god's not from beyond the mortal coil.
They're specifically talking about angels and devils.
Technically, she's never consorted with me, so I think we're okay.
Okay. Well, they did, again, it's not. You've kept a fairly low profile on it, so they don't have a. You haven't caused too much chaos.
Oh, I'm actually against chaos. I like law.
Well, I think there's a couple things we could do. We could go to Kulturin's Rest and try to find that temple. Or we could go to Kulturin's Rest and try to take out that wizard that's been giving them problems. And then we can come back and that might be the favor.
Should we decide to talk to them first before we do said favor, so that we actually get a payoff?
Well, that might make sense, then, since we're here.
Okay.
I mean, I got a little bit of sway with these guys, right?
Oh, thank you for volunteering and talking to them.
I mean, not enough to get into their vault, but they at
You
least
could
know who I am.
Well, yeah, Marston is here. You could probably get an audience with him. Or you could go to Kulturin's Rest and talk to Marcus and Sarah, who are now the, like, regional supervisors there.
Yeah, but they suck.
Okay. So you want to cross the bridges and go approach the main gates of the Inquisition?
I guess, unless someone else. I mean, Barlow's willing to do that.
Yeah, well, before you do that, though, have we decided that this is the easiest way for us to get to where we need to get to? Or is it just here and we can do it?
Oh, that's totally just here and we can do it. That doesn't sound like
Yeah.
the easiest way at all.
Yeah, I still think the temple is the easiest way. That one's free and doesn't put us in anyone else's pocket. Plus, if we're gonna stop the dreamer from waking, we can do that with Miss Not Around, because she might have a problem with that.
Well, I thought she wanted me to ensure that the dreamer doesn't wake up. That's why she feeds it dreams. Or am I understanding it differently?
I don't know. I don't really understand the whole thing, because like sometimes she seems that way, and sometimes she seems to be like worshiping it, and like really we should like make it so it could never wake up. But I don't think she'd be cool with that.
Yeah, I've never understood how someone can have such blind faith in a being that she cannot see.
And moving on. So are you guys approaching the Inquisition and hedging your bets?
Well, I don't think we were going to approach this Inquisition because we were trying to figure out which one was the easiest. And if we talked about it, just like we're talking about it now, and we decided the easiest way would be to go to the temple,
Okay.
I think we would all hopefully agree on that. Does everyone else agree?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's not like we don't have easy transport back and forth.
Okay. So you guys going through the abyss again?
You know it. Until we find a better shortcut plane, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So as we're traveling, I'd like to take a long rest.
Yeah. Easy enough. You take a long rest. Somebody roll a D100 for me, please.
Done.
Okay.
I don't know why I
that
did
was
it. We know I
really
roll
close
horribly
to
on
something
Saturday.
really bad happening.
I always roll horribly on Saturdays. We shouldn't let me do this ever again.
Okay, it's fine. Nothing. You kind of what that would have been, you've already kind of experienced, so that's fine. If you would have rolled below a 20, you think bad things would have started happening. But,
Do we have to roll that every time we use the carriage, or just when we go through the abyss?
that's for the abyss.
Okay.
That's me trying to figure out what you guys experience in the abyss. It's not a good day, but nothing of significant note happens during your stay in the abyss. I mean, usual murders and stuff, but you don't.
Marlo spends the whole day in the Hard Rock because it's like feels lame in that safe way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or safe in that lame way.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's safe way? There's no safe way in hell. Well, there might be.
Actually, yeah, there probably is. The notorious grocery store chain.
So yeah.
They probably even take Groupons.
It goes by quick. Where do you want to appear back? Do you want to appear in Kulkarn's Rest? Do you want to appear at your temple? Do you want to try to pinpoint where the other temple that was on the map? Where do you want to go?
I'm gonna aim for Kulkarn's Rest so we can go ahead and take the local vibe to make sure there's nothing regionally going on since we've been gone for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks now at least.
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, so make sure that there's nothing like big going on that we haven't heard of yet before we go poking around in either temple.
Okay, you pop back into
It's
Kulkarn.
only been about a week.
No, it's been longer.
Yeah, abyss time, remember?
But no, it was so the reason why it's been a little while is because you guys spent like 2 weeks in the so I guess it's been a 2.5 weeks.
Oh, right.
Because you
Yeah,
guys spent
Right. Because
It was 2 days to get to that first temple where we fought off the Arc Mega Sky, and then we had to go 2 days from there to the other no, it was more than 2 days because we didn't know how to get there, I think, to the big temple, and then we hung out there so that Full Moon could seduce his little cult, and then there was a dog turned into stone, and
yeah, there's a bunch of things. Okay, so you guys appear back in Kulkarn's Rest. It looks the same as you left it, as far as you can tell. There is some rebuilding. You see some construction going on from people, the collateral damage to buildings and the like. But otherwise, it's the same as you left it, really. As far as you can tell, you haven't talked to anybody. You're at the gates. So, what do you want to do?
I'm going to drive the car through the gates because I'm the driver, and it's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically your hometown, so everybody knows you. They wave at you. But you get rushed in. Everybody's waiting there. Captain Niles, one of the lone survivors to the massacre of Full Moon's church, greets Full Moon very readily. And pulls him aside. Full Moon, he just gives you a report on what's going on with your little temple. That he's replaced most of the lay recruits, but he's having some problems recruiting some of the you had some apprentice priests in training, and that's becoming difficult. He hasn't been able to find the people worthy of Shar's blessing in that way.
Well, I was going to just pretty much pass the message. For some, we can recruit through faith. Other, we can send to Shar the hard way.
Okay. He acknowledges what you've said, and I will redouble my efforts. And hurries off.
I also want to pass on the information from the places we've been, with the routes, maps, and things like that, that we're going to be able to establish trade with the places we've been. That was the whole thing I was working on. So we can spread out and help people.
Okay. Okay, I just got a bunch of things. For Marlowe, so give me an investigation check for that. I do want to know, how close do you think Marlowe would be to the illicit substances scene in the town?
Not.
Okay. I just okay. Rindle, for your mission, you put out feelers, right, about what you were tasked with. You actually get approached by, and I just blanked on her name, but the woman who runs the tea house, the Yanti, and she passes you a note. It lets you know that she's been having issues with some. You asked about Unity, and she's been having some issues with some of her clientele trying to get some of her uh, some of the providers to imbibe Unity. She's had to kick some people out, and um, at least one person has had to be actually forcibly removed because they were trying to deal Unity in the tea house.
Fantastic. Then, if we're going separate ways for a bit, I will probably be making my way towards said tea house to investigate personally, trying to identify said people.
Okay. Are you guys spending a day here, or are you just going to head right to the temple?
Well, I think we were going to try to spend a day here so we can actually catch up. Like we said before, we're actually behind, so to speak, on what's actually going around. Also, try to figure out how, let's say, out of hand it has gone out here, as well as if we have to worry about anyone encroaching the borders, if we have to worry about any war or something like that that's happened, or talks of war and or anything new, just so we can have an idea before we go to the temple. Because there might even be something here.
Okay, most people speak pretty freely around you guys, so if that's what you're I'm not gonna have like an investigation or persuasion check. You guys are pillars of the community in your own rights. Pretty much. So for full moon, you with Captain Niles being one, basically your followers. The political situation is very calm. Most of these people are hardy folk. They're used to being attacked by things. So they've kind of they I wouldn't say they're laissez-faire about it, but it really hasn't gotten any worse. The fact that it's winter here makes it a little difficult for things to rebuild, which is why you're still seeing, even though the collateral damage was actually relatively minor, you're still seeing like scaffolding and things. Everything's kind of moving at a slow pace. Pretty much because it's winter, everything is moving slow. There was some rumors of Mary's tribes advancing, but they seem to be with the storms. She makes her home in Frostfang Keep, which is literally the most northern fortress you can get on the planet. And so she's basically, they're in hibernation. They don't. I mean, wolves don't hibernate, but there is no movement there. The wastes have their own issues because of the really long nights. The undead that basically just roam randomly down in that desert are almost unstoppable right now. So the dust elves and the dusk elves are both kind of have their own issues. So there's no real encroaching threats. Dwarves and Viren both have been leaving quite on the regular. Promises of gold veins. Mealy, you would have found this out for that mine to the west of you. But again, it's with the winter set in, no one really wants to go anywhere, so even that's slowed down to a trickle of people leaving, and no one's coming back. But you wouldn't expect anyone to come back. The waters are super dangerous with icebergs, and the patches and the overland passages are basically blocked by snow at this point. That's pretty much all that's going on. There is some the Cicalias and the merfolk are don't like coming to shore because it's actually warmer under the water right now.
At some point, Marlo wants to go have a conversation with Penny.
With Penny? Okay.
Yeah.
Easy enough. You go into the Copper Coral. You probably would have ended up there anyways, because it's where most people are spending their days. It's bustling. It's lively as ever. It's really warm. They have pretty much any business you go in. The fires are roaring, but because of the nature of the Copper Coral, it's very. They seem to have their own thermostat. They're able to maintain a very specific temperature. Penny is actually working bar. I think you get the feeling that Ashland does not like being just like all the other Cicalia and merfolk. He doesn't like being above the water at this time of year. So Penny is scrubbing down the bar. She looks at you. Oh, I didn't expect you back. At least so soon. You all took off.
It hasn't been that. It's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
You seem to be in such a rush. It usually takes nearly that long just to get past the waist.
Well, I just wanted to let you know what's going on. Because we left, we weren't exactly sure. We had some ideas, but yeah, that attack was definitely, they just wanted me. I think they still want me. They might, or they might want Rendell instead.
You have some.
But I wanted to let you.
You have some interesting enemies there.
Well, yeah. I think they think we're their friends too. It's kind of screwed up. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, because they still want us. We got a little sidetracked because we got to go find Mist. But I don't think that attack would have been as bad as it was had you not raised to the defense. So it might behoove you, if they come at us again, just let them know where we are. Or better yet, let them know where we aren't, so that we don't have to deal with them either. But
and she says, I actually have a feeling it was as bad as it was because they knew we were here. They knew that they would have to distract us. You didn't notice him before, but Ethan is actually standing at the bar, the paladin that you saw crash into the ground. His dark skin and salt and pepper hair. Imagine Idris Elba. This is what Ethan looks like. And he just, oh, yeah, and just, they usually know where we're at. So it was, if they come at you again and we're not around, you shouldn't have a problem with that much power being foisted upon your head.
Well, I just don't want a lot of innocent people getting hurt over me.
It's fair enough. I would just, until this is blown over, then I would just stay away from innocent people. If they're after you, the master can be a little relentless.
Well, and so do you know the master well?
Me, personally? No. But we travel in the same circles.
And then he turns back to Penny.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to be rude, but I'm assuming you've been around for a long time.
She smiles like, Not, I don't think I've been around as long as you think I have, but that's a fair statement from a human perspective, I suppose.
So, with what we're having to deal with, we might actually have to find all the different little schools. We know where most of them are, but even my old Sifu didn't know where to find the ninjas. I just wondered if maybe you had any leads. I'm sure you've seen a lot.
They are a school that teaches the art of secrecy. They don't. Even I don't exactly know where they are. They are, however, weirdly loyal to the Emerald Empire. Sorry, it wouldn't be the Emerald Empire. The Empire of Roku. They are their personal, especially their personal bodyguards. They function more like assassins.
Well, I just thought I would check. And does Marlo know what the Empire of Roku is?
Yeah, it's the Hobgoblins Empire.
Okay. But yeah, I'm just hoping that if it comes to it, we can keep the collateral damage down.
Yeah, I would just, if you want to protect innocence, I would just make sure that you don't stay in one spot for very long.
Well, that won't be a problem. We're not staying here long. We just wanted to get the pulse, and then we're off to try to find Mist. She hasn't tried to contact you. Is Molly around?
Molly, yeah, Molly's here, and she indicates to the where the kitchens are actually. Um, it's not a good time for shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Even sailors of Molly's skill have issues this far north.
Yeah. So then he'll just walk off and try to ask Molly if she's heard from Mist.
Molly, Marla, no. Last I saw, she was running off with you to go somewhere south. I haven't heard anything from her.
Well, thank you. If she does,
I'll pass it along.
I think yeah, that's all he wanted to do.
Okay, what's everybody else doing?
Rindo is hanging out in the tea house, keeping his eyes and ears peeled for anyone who is looking to sell and or possibly be buying Unity, because he's willing to work whichever path he needs to work to start getting some answers.
Okay, I want you to roll, because you're kind of trying to blend into the crowd. I want you to actually roll a charisma stealth check for this, because I'm assuming you're just kind of you're watching people without trying to look like you're watching people.
Yeah,
is that
that's
fair?
the gist of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It takes a good amount of time, but I'd say like about an hour and a half. You do see somebody. He looks a little lost. Like it's a human gentleman. His eyes could kind of like they're too dilated. It looks like he's not used to walking in his own body. Like not drunk, but like it's slow and it's like he has to concentrate to move. And you see him, and he starts just talking to people. It sounds like he's trying to sell something. He's never good at it. But you see him pass along some type of tiny, I wouldn't say mushroom, but some type of almost fungus powder to somebody, to another patron, and that's pretty much it. You do notice the human himself seems somewhat familiar.
So I'm going to actually try and get the seller's attention
Mhm.
and indicate the empty seat at my table to see if I can't get him to discreetly join me.
Okay. He. It doesn't take long. He pushes the chair and he kind of again does that weird kind of just stumbly gait to you. Uh, y do you want to experience the world as it's seen through God?
I've actually already experienced that. What I'm looking to do is expand your horizons and your marketing value. And I'm going to pull out my business card and I'm going to slide it across the table.
You you'll help me spread the joy of unity?
I am indeed a person that is aptly positioned to broaden your market distribution systems, indeed, if the price is right.
Mm, I don't know if I can trust you if you have you experienced the joy of the unity?
Let's just say I had a very good view of Unity first coming to this world. I'm well aware of where it comes from and how it got here, and I think I can do you a solid on helping you spread it further.
It is a blessing from the Lord. You should join us. What is your name?
Oh, it's right there on the card for you.
Oh, you finally see the eyes kind of shrink, like stop having that weird dilation thing. Oh, Rindle. He then freezes as soon as he says your name, like he's contemplating it. His eyes go wide again. Oh, you are one of the blessed ones.
See, I told you I was trustworthy.
Make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because
I was actually about to say I think I have it anyway for my background thing of trying to make a deal.
okay. Okay, 22 is definitely enough.
Boom.
Okay. Of course. I do you want some of my supplies? Would you like my stash?
A stash. Well, I do definitely need to know what level of product you're looking to personally start shipping so that I can secure transportation, vendors, forewarn markets that they are able to handle my product as opposed to their
It is all
less.
quality. It is only quantity. I all this is it hasn't had enough time to breed for different levels of quality. But it is all unity.
Hmm. So we don't yet know if it's actually ready to hit the market. You're still
No,
taking
it
your
is
time
very
on it?
ready.
Oh.
It actually seems really insistent that it is ready
Hmm.
for
So it
mass
is ready for the
distribution.
market, but you're not sure on its viability for a sustained market?
No, I just you said the level, and I was concerned that maybe you thought there was like a quality issue. It is.
No, I'm talking volume.
Oh,
I'm looking at mass deals, worldwide globalization here.
well,
I need to know what you can handle.
yeah, I we have several inoculation groves going right now. It's been a little slow with how cold it's been. If we can get to warmer climes, we could definitely increase our yield by quite a bit. But right now, I think we can produce 14 tons
And how often?
monthly.
14 tons per month? And how much are you, like, what size dose are you recommending to people?
Um, well, for the first time, we always recommend it just an ounce will do fine. But as in order to get the full experience, one should really do a half a pound.
Riddle's probably doing math that is well beyond me. And So after he makes a visit, like he makes no secret that he's doing the math.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to say, so if you had warmer climates, you could relocate the current distribution hubs, and how much would product volume go up? How fast in a warmer climate? Sustained.
If we were to move all of our distribution hubs to a warmer climate, each one would increase its yield by 5 times. So you're looking at 70 tons per month.
I know exactly the place I think, but I would like to. I'd like to see one of your production facilities just so to make sure that the place I have in mind will facilitate all of your needs. Just one. I don't need to see all 14. I think you said it was.
That shouldn't be a problem. Let me consult with. And then his eye, he trails off. His eyes kind of gloss over. And finally snaps back. I'm sorry. The Unity says that it does not trust outsiders. You must join.
You've already established that I am not an outsider, that I am one of the founders.
But you have not yet partaken in the Unity.
And that's what makes me the ideal businessman to pitch your product to people who have not yet had it. Because I'm willing to sell without having had sample myself, and you are the sampler. Makes us the perfect team.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to make another persuasion check. This time, the DC is way higher because you're not negotiating with this guy. If you understand what that means.
Am I losing the advantage for my deal making?
You're losing.
Okay. Nice.
That's barely what you needed. Damn it.
I'm in my element now.
Okay, I'll take you to the nearest one. And he kind of stands up and just starts shambling out.
I will follow.
Okay, so it doesn't take long. You end up in like a warehouse. You weren't even aware having basements or cellars in areas this close to the water is really rare. So you weren't even aware that some of these basements have cellars. But he takes you around a corner, moves a box, opens up, and as you enter, it's a cellar just full of these mushrooms.
Are there other people down here working, or is it just literally a room full of mushrooms?
It looks like this is just his thing. The walls are wood, but it's not like paneled. It looks like they just literally stuck logs up against the walls of this. It seems very similar to when you were in the stomach of the abyss, when you were in Zoot Moy's
Gotcha.
area.
And are the mushrooms actually growing on the wood or just in the soil?
On the wood.
So
and
it's
very
like
humid down here, which is really weird, but it's extremely humid down here. It's also warmer than even it was in the tea house, but it's not.
Gotcha. I'm gonna gesture that he should precede me into the room and show me around. I'm not actually going to follow him. I'm just trying to get him to go into the room first.
He just shambles into the room.
And then I'm going to drop a fireball into the room.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, seems like the way to go.
Okay, roll damage. He's freaking out of it. Well, no, because you have to cast his 4th level, so it's going to be 10d6 points of damage. Because you're a warlock, you have to cast it at the highest level.
Right, it only goes up 1d6 per level at 4th level. I think we only have 4th level spells, right? So that's 9d6.
Okay.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought it went up 2d6 per level.
If you like me and you want me to play this, you want me to just light this bitch up. Meh.
Okay. And the guy who had 4 hit points dies screaming. Um, mushrooms. It was a fairly small basement, so it lights on fire. The issue is,
The house is now on fire.
yeah, now the warehouse is on fire.
I'm just gonna go ahead and walk out of there like there's an explosion about to happen behind me, all dramatic like, and head back to the tea house.
Okay. You do hear some alarm. Tucker, you're muted. Um, you do hear some alarms going on, like bells, and you do notice the local fire department. They're not really trying to save the warehouse as much as they're trying to just make sure the fire doesn't spread to the docks.
I'm okay with that.
You do hear some like save the food stores.
The food store is cool. There's food in there too. Nice. Good to know.
Yeah.
It was.
Marlowe runs in that direction because he assumes that we're being attacked by.
Okay. Marlo
pastor.
sees a building on fire.
Rindle walking away.
And Randall walking away nonchalantly.
If nobody stops me, I'm going back to the tea house to let the nameless Yuan T that runs the place know that I've taken
Mistress
care of
Lily,
one
I
of the
remember that now. Mistress Lily.
Mistress Lily. Gotcha. So I'm going to let Mistress Lily know that I've taken care of one of the supply depots, and I'm going to give her the number of how many there were,
Mm-hmm.
and what to start looking for, so that she can actually start taking care of this problem herself from here on.
Okay.
Like, if she wants to work through the law, she can work through the law. If she wants to do what she wants to do, but I'm going to give her the full intel on everything that I just learned, what I took care of for her, and how to try and find the more of these, and how it will impact their volume. The faster she moves, the colder it gets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She takes it. She lets you know that she'll pass along to people that are much better at handling this than.
Yeah, I figured. Awesome.
She's a businesswoman, not. She just didn't like this drug being passed around because.
Oh yeah, I'm on page with her.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, all the legitimate drug dealers in town now owe me a favor.
Possibly. Okay, so that's him. Full Moon and Mealy, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to be going to the forge,
Mhm.
and I would like to see how long it would take for me to make that dagger and maybe the goggles
Probably a week for each one. No.
for each one.
Yeah.
Then I'll get started on it.
Okay. Easy enough. And Full Moon?
Well, depending around, I'd probably be walking around town, checking in with the mayor, checking blah blah blah, doing all of my stuff,
Okay.
making sure people have what they need in those lines, and make my way to the blacksmith, I guess, find out about Mealy, and then pass it to everybody else. But also try to figure out if there's any way that we can try to improve. I was gonna say our trades with other people out of this place, as well as anyone heard of any talk of some kind of fungus from other countries.
Okay. So the fungus thing, I will need an investigation check. The rest of it, again, there's not a lot going on trade-wise. They're always open for more trade. It's just a bad time to be talking about it because of just how cold it is. No one wants to come here during the winter. No one wants to. Okay. As for the fungus, there's been some rumors of a hallucinogen people have been like eating and consuming, and then how it opens their eyes to the mystical oneness of the universe, which is why it's called Unity. But most people look at it derisively. While a few doses of it doesn't seem to negatively impact. At about once somebody takes a certain amount, which seems to be different for everybody. But once they become almost not zombies, but like the high never stops. They're always kind of just wandering around aimlessly, and all they do is talk about the Unity. And they stop working. They just kind of lazily just start cultivating mushrooms, usually in their cellars or the dark or their closets. It's a very it seems very parasitic to the community. Beyond that, nothing really else is gained. You do. I would say with that role, you get a list of like 6 people that have been found to be dealing this stuff. 2 of which are in prison. 3 like self-immolated. It's and around this time, you actually now hear the alarms going off, and the mayor actually yells, "Oh crap! That's some of the town stores," and he starts hollering for people to go in there and start retrieving boxes. And they hurry off to the building that's on fire.
So I would also go to help along those lines, and then ask people as we go through, as I make my way there, to actually help as well. And pretty much I would just eventually, once the fire is out, hopefully, pass to everybody else that Mealy apparently needs at least 2 weeks in order to finish everything she's working on. And in that time frame, I'm also trying to look for something else I can wear that's a little bit more hardy than what I've actually been wearing.
Okay. The cold weather gear is easy to come by. It's both the general store and Nibs are carrying it just because that's what's in demand right now. But yeah, that's Mealy, do you want to spend the 2 weeks, or do you want to just start?
I'm just starting. I mean, I don't have to have the 2 weeks. That's just something I was just getting started.
Okay.
But I would ask Open if he had any more news about like the missing miners or anything like that going on.
Again, it's nobody that's left in the past month has returned, but that's not so much a concern. Because travel is so hard right now. Anyone who left, and actually it wouldn't have been the last month because no one will have left in the last month. The last group that left would have been like 2 months ago, and none of them have returned yet. But
They'd wait for sun anyway.
Yeah, they would wait for the snow melt anyways.
And does he know the names of the people that came back?
Yeah, there's there's the there's the Vein Finder clan. Most of them have actually come back. That's a clan of dwarves, and then there's a bunch of Viren, but honestly, that no one knows their names because the Viren. This sounds bad, but to to just about everybody else, the Viren all look exactly the same.
All right.
So next day, or do you guys have something else you want to do to accomplish?
No, Marlo just wants to get out of town and get towards this temple, though, just because Penny kind of told him to stay away from the public.
I might tip off the local law about the impending escalation of war between the drug traffickers, and that yesterday's fireballing was just the beginning of a war on something called Unity and the Unity dealers.
Okay. Captain Niles accepts your explanation. He does kind of pull you aside. Does this? Are they opposed to our Dark Mistress?
The Unity ones, for sure. They actually represent a competition of the Dark Mistress in the Abyss, and should she have her way, anyone who worships the Dark Mistress won't know their heads from a hole in the ground. As you can see, that's probably not in the Dark Mistress's best interests.
Very well. I was holding off on. I was tempering our patrols on it. I had not received specific word one way or the other. I did not want to. But if this is something the Dark Mistress wants seen destroyed, I will handle it personally.
I wouldn't presume to have spoken with the Dark Mistress as of yet on this topic, as conversations are at her whim, not mine. But having seen the addicts, there's no way they would make good worshippers for the Dark Mistress.
Very
And
well. I will see to it.
well done.
Okay.
Because I don't think we really have any other plans. I should say, I don't really have any plans. Just double checking, making sure everything else is going to be good to go. No fire, things those lines, as well as maybe get works of extra trade if we lost any food that we might need. Get our supplies that we need to get, and then I don't know if we need to check in with the cook so we can get some meals and then head out that way, as well as ask if they need anything delivered.
They don't need anything delivered right now. They're a little short on supplies with the warehouse fire, but otherwise it's but they always stock more than they need, so it should be fine. The Donlon, the cook from the Copper Coral, provides you plenty of meals for the road ahead. But otherwise the day goes by pretty smoothly. You don't get attacked. But
Yeah. So I was gonna also ask, make sure we get Miss' favorite snack, whatever that is, so once we get her, we can actually give it to her.
okay. You get a bunch of hard-boiled eggs, honestly.
Does he know her change though? That's what I was gonna try to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been like 3 months since she changed, so
Seems less time than that. I'm not sure why.
but otherwise, yeah, it's so the next day comes. What are you guys doing? Where are you guys going?
I'm gonna try and find that sunken temple on the map, and that's where I'm dragging the wagon.
Okay. It's really not far. It's with you guys' carriage. It takes like a day. In fact, I'll show you. I'll bring up this map. So, you guys would actually be right. All right, hold on. Helps if I show you guys the map. So you guys would be right here. This hex, right here, and then the temple is actually this hex right here. So it takes you like 8 hours to get there. What you're overlooking is you actually are overlooking a cave system that goes into a waterfall. You now can see there are like docks down there behind the waterfall, but without some type of swim speed, there's no way you could approach it from the ocean. But you do have an entrance up top that's easy enough to get into. And you guys should all see a map now where you're basically looking down a hallway.
I see blank screen, so I cast light.
Can you guys zoom out? Because you shouldn't see a blank screen, Tucker.
Yeah, I
All of
actually
a sudden-
I had to zoom out
Yeah.
too.
Something just showed up. Now it all just disappeared again.
It's a really big map, so you guys should all be towards the top of it.
Apparently, we've done exactly what he wanted us to do this week.
Yep.
Well, it's his world. We're just living in it.
I'm here to break things.
We still have time to do that.
Yep.
You guys all see your tokens yet?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got mine.
Okay, so do you want to approach? Because I can move your tokens, but do you want to approach from the top or do you want to approach from the sea? Again, getting past that waterfall would require like a swim speed. If you have a way of doing that.
I mean, I can help us with swim checks, but yeah.
So,
Our druid's not with us, so.
do we know what's on the bottom of the? I can't speak. At the bottom of the waterfall, have we been there before, or have we known someone to be there, so we have an idea it's there?
Well, Lioness. This is Lioness's map that you know this temple is there. Lioness has apparently been there before, but
No.
okay. But you guys
So-
have never been to this temple yet.
Okay. So, do you guys mind getting wet?
I mean, I don't mind. If y'all can swim.
Yeah, sure. Not very well, but I can not swim.
And I have the Misty Step someplace I can see, correct?
Yeah, and this is I mean it's a waterfall. It's hard to see behind it, but like I would allow a perception check to try to get a good view to Misty Step behind something. It's not opaque, but it ain't really transparent either.
Yeah, well, I was thinking for you guys, so along the lines of if somebody decided to either Misty Step there or move over there and get a line, we can use that to pull ourselves there. It would help with our checks and whatnot, and make it easier for us to get there. If it's fine with you guys, we can try that. If not, we can walk around. Just the map says right there, so I think we can head in there.
I mean, I bet you Shane is up for it. Shane, you want to teleport through a waterfall?
Yeah, bro. I hadn't hit the waves in a long time.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be really cold, but we could try it.
Works for me. After you, good sir.
Okay, so you're activating Shane, so I need a persuasion check from you, quick, because otherwise he's gonna start acting on his own.
Oh man.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. You have control over him. You know what spells he has. Which one do you want him to cast?
Dimension Door.
Okay, so
And I will take somebody with me if I can.
you can. Who do you want to take with you?
Okay, I guess Rendell.
Well, I suggest melee, since melee might be the heaviest.
I would definitely be the heaviest.
And I think melee
But
might
girls
be the
are
only one
naturally good
that
swimmers.
doesn't have that has a natural teleport ability.
But girls are naturally good swimmers.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, if Mealy explains that, he'll take Mealy, but otherwise, Rendell's the one pointing to himself.
I will explain it.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, he'll take Mealy with him.
Okay, so give me a second. I need to move. You're going to be now at the very bottom of the map.
Hopefully you have rope.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure you guys have rope.
Yep.
Full Moon and Rindle, do you want to use the rope, or do you guys have a teleport ability that you can use?
I'll use the rope.
Yeah, how hard does the climb look?
Well, no, I'm assuming you guys you're jumping into the water and teleporting behind because it's a waterfall and it's a cliff. It's a 100-foot drop. So the dimension door, because of how dimension door works, he doesn't. You just choose a direction and go.
I don't have direct dimension door.
But you have Misty Step.
Misty Step and Fly.
You could probably try to cast Fly and just try to muscle your way through the waterfall.
With the rope, though, the rope's there.
Yeah.
So you
what
can
I
use
was-
the rope as you get close.
Yeah, I guess. Sure. Why not? What's a spell slot? It's only the first part of the dungeon.
Okay. Okay, so I need a
Joys of
strength
Warlocks.
check from you. With advantage because they're helping you with the rope. Or do you want melee to try to pull you through as you hold on to the rope?
Well, I've got a +1 strength, so I don't know how well that's gonna work, but whatever.
Melee, do you want to pull on the rope? The thing with that is it will make it so unless full moon, do you want to grab onto the rope somehow and get pulled in with melee?
I thought that's what was going to happen.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Full moon, how are you grabbing onto the rope? Because Rindle has it as like a fly. Well, so Rindle, you're holding the rope aloft, and Full Moon, are you just dangling from the rope as you try to get?
Oh, I was gonna tie that shit around my waist.
Okay, so you holding onto Rindle then, Full Moon?
But of course, I have trust.
All right. So, Pot the is you dimension as Shane dimension doors you into a kind of a rickety looking pier behind this waterfall. The on your and you guys appear on this pier, and there's a rope up towards Rindle, who's this squat dwarf, and this drow just hugging on to him for dear life. I need melee to make a strength check with advantage because I'm assuming Marlo is helping her.
Well, he's trying.
Yeah.
He's too busy laughing.
And
He's moving like 20% of the work.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we
With
made
his
sure
crappy
to tie the
strength
rope
12.
off just in case something bad happens.
Okay. Yeah. You make it. You tie off the rope to the pier. So.
Alright.
Okay.
If something bad happens, we see how fast I can cast Fly before hitting the ground. That's the backup plan.
Wow. 2 8s in a row. 11. It's hard. Like, I'm gonna say, so you pull them through, but you got pulled through a fairly rushing waterfall. So I'm gonna say, Rindle and Full Moon, both of you will go ahead and take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, as it just is. You're getting basically pulverized by this waterfall. It's pushing you down.
I don't blame the waterfall.
We did go chasing it, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
told me not to do that.
Okay. So both of you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are soaking wet. But you get pulled to the. You do end up getting pulled to this pier. For you guys, I will ask for perception checks. Let me move you guys down there. Just so you can kind of get a bearing on where you guys need to go to get to the ship. You can obviously tell that you're not you need to go north, but beyond that, it's a little difficult to say. Okay. Rindle, you get
Which
to
way did we come in?
you would
From
have
the west to the east.
no, so you would have actually come in from the south. It's
Oh,
not
is
on
there
the
a-
map.
But there's a door right there.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's just water.
Oh, this is the pier. So
Yeah.
this is all open.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are 2 doors that you can see that lead in. I don't actually have the doors blocked off in this map because it's just too much of a hassle with how everything goes. But they're there, and I need to scroll down on my notes because I did not expect you guys to go in that way. So
Breaking things.
You should expect what we probably.
You're welcome.
it's all good.
So left or right?
Rindle, yours is actually you had a you kind of see how the flow of the water goes. If you were going to pilot a large ship in here, it probably would have gone to the right to get to a safe dock. Yeah, to the left is
That
a
way.
little sketch. It's a
I'm
little
just gonna
too
point.
rocky.
That way. I'm no sailor, but if I were, I would go that way.
Okay. So you head up. So you can't quite see in it. There is a door. It's a wooden door. It looks a little rotted, but as you go to try it, it's very locked.
Is that what this thing here is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Mealy might be up.
Send up the key.
All right, I'll go over there and I'll just bash open the door.
Okay, I'm not even gonna have you roll an attack. It's just it takes like 2 swipes and the door just disintegrates.
Didn't we have
Wooden
the key for that
doors
door?
in sunken temples probably not a great idea.
Shh.
I thought we had the key for that door.
Mealy's the key.
Okay, so you guys enter that room.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
just go in.
Okay, so it's an empty room. You have 2. There's 2 doors to the north. There seems to be a pile of skulls in the southern corner of the room, and
The other southern corner, not the one I'm standing in?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I'm not standing on some skulls.
Okay.
Be very uncourteous of me.
and that's pretty much it.
Human skulls? Elf
Um,
skulls? Like humanoid skulls?
humanoid, but they're strange. They seem to have. They don't really have so much of a nose, and they have very sharp teeth. I would allow a intelligence check or an arcana check to identify them if you wanted to. But
I'm just gonna
You're
go
down
over
to
there.
16.
it looks
Perform
like they're
some hammer.
marrow skulls.
Marrow?
Marrow. Kind of they're what happens to merfolk who have consumed human flesh. They become these
Gotcha.
monstrous creatures. So Marlo, you're examining the skulls.
No, he's just picking them up, and alas for Yorick. I know him well.
Brindle's totally taking one.
Okay.
And then if there's any left over, I'll do a blessing on them.
You bless the skulls. Okay. So there's
I am. Seeing that we saw this, though, I am going to cast Al's Wisdom on myself and Mealy.
Okay. So both of you have advantage on wisdom checks, which means your
Perception checks.
so your perception checks should go up. Your passive perception goes up automatically by 5. because you
Jesus, I
advantage.
have like a 28.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not falling into
Passive
traps.
Okay.
perception.
Okay, so with
You have
that,
some really
it's
good insight
immediately
quotes.
effective because Melee, you notice that this door seems to be emanating some type of magical energy.
All right, I will relay that. Perhaps it might not be the best door to go through.
Or maybe it is the best door to go through.
Can we tell what kind of magic is on
I
it?
suppose it's up to you. You're the key.
It's no, not without casting detect magic. You just know that there's some type of trap there.
All right, I will cast detect magic.
I
Okay,
was
so
gonna say, I could just blast the door if it would make you feel better.
it radiates evocation magic.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go through the other door then? Oh, also, with that 28 you said?
Yeah.
Okay, with that, you also notice under those skulls is a trapdoor.
Yeah, and I will be like, oh, by the way, and I start moving the skulls away. There's a trapdoor here.
I'm going to use an Eldritch Blast to blast the glowing door.
Okay. You blast the glowing door. Okay.
I moved way down
first
here to
of
do
all,
that in
make an
case there was
attack.
pushback. Raja. So that's 2 blasts at +8.
Okay. Roll damage. It's, by the way, a stone door. It's not a wood door this time. It is a stone door. Okay, and so you're using repelling blast to swing it open, right? You're muted.
Yes, I'm pummeling the shit out of that door with Eldritch Blast.
Okay, it swings wide open as soon as you do this. However, you then see a crackling effect, and Mealy, you're the closest one to that door.
Damn it.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Millie did say that she was unburying the trapdoor the same time I said I was doing this.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
technically, I'd be over.
there. So
I
technically,
know. Yeah.
Marlo, it's you that the closest one
Sorry,
to that
Marlo.
door.
You probably are more dexterous, so.
You're muted, Tucker.
That's good because he was cursing me out.
Okay. Yeah, that's not enough. Okay, Tucker, you take as a chain lightning spell goes off.
Oh shit!
It amplified my power.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I might be the closest to the door, but if it's chain lightning, everybody is definitely close enough to me, except for Full Moon.
So, Marlo, you take 42 points of lightning damage. And then, Rindle and Mealy, now I need you to make dexterity saving throws. As it arcs off of Marlo.
And is Arizu standing close to me for some magic resistance too?
Sure.
God damn it. One for my day.
So there's my advantage. Got a 17 with advantage.
Both of you still fail.
Damn
DC
it.
is 19.
Damn it.
I also definitely lose this concentration on the Owl's Wisdom.
And you guys, so Mealy and Rindle, both of you take 21 points of lightning damage.
So after I hear the lightning blast, I'm gonna walk around and go, "Hey guys, everything okay? What was that?"
Barlow is just lying on the floor.
Are you
Looks straight up
unconscious?
at the ceiling. No, I'm not unconscious, but that was more than half of my hit points all at once.
He got some pretty new sweet tattoos. Yeah, I'm down under half from that too. So I'm probably like,
Did we all learn our lesson about blasting doors?
do it again.
Yeah, be farther away than Rendell. Is the lesson I just learned.
That guy didn't work because I made myself further away than you, and I still got shot.
I'm gonna take out my mandolin and play a little tune and cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word on all three of us.
Okay. Go ahead and heal that.
Oh, do you do that right away?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that first.
Yep.
Oh,
By day.
right, Mass Healing Word.
Yeah, so if you guys need a rest because you guys look terrible, I think we have the time.
I could use a breather.
Yeah. Probably could.
Weirdly, so like it was a crackling sound and like it hurt like a mother, but there was no thunder attached to it, so you don't seem to have actually like set off any alarms.
Well, that's comforting.
Except for the screaming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I still need a short rest.
Okay.
Short rest in it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I will need that backup character.
Hey,
Room
we'll
number
start playing
one.
my Song of Rest on the mandolin.
Okay.
What does Song of Rest do?
If you spend hit points, you get an extra D6.
Yeah.
Might be a D8. I'll figure that out right now.
You can spin on what your hit dice is.
It's an extra D6. You get your hit dice plus an extra D6 on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Well, you're back up to full at least.
Oh, I am. That
Because
worked
you
out well.
took 21 points of damage. So.
Well, I also took damage from the waterfall on the way in, so
Oh, okay.
that's why I was like, that doesn't quite add up.
Uh-huh.
21, 27. That's... I am still at full hit points. Or I messed up the math somewhere.
No, it's all good. Oh no, because the mass healing word.
Okay, that's what offset it. I was like, how am I still back at? Okay, that made sense.
All this full moon's probably just about. I still don't know what happened. Why are we resting? Full
Well, I
moon,
No,
see
he
that
can
we're
tell because he can smell the ozone and the burnt marlow.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And how often do you really see Rindle looking embarrassed?
Yeah, nobody really wanted to explain, but I got the gist of it, especially since there was partially smoky.
Yeah.
I mean, that door has got some scorch marks on it too that I blasted open.
Okay. By the way, because it is a little confusing, the grid is the red lines, not the black lines. The black lines are part of the map, but I couldn't get it to line up. Great, so the grid is the red lines.
Okay.
Which is
Been a little confused for a while.
Yeah, sorry. It's when you're importing a picture and like it already has grid lines on it. Sometimes it's a little wonky.
So after the short rest, Marlo's going to walk through the blasted open door. That's this one, right?
Yeah, the one right in front of you. No, not that one. That one's
The other one.
the other one. Yeah, that one. Okay. So
I will also go ahead and cast Al's Wisdom again, just on Neely.
okay.
All right. Guess we'll go up here.
Okay. So you it's again a fairly nondescript room. There's a door to your north, wooden door. Nothing particular. It actually is in a much better shape than the previous wooden door you've come into. It seems to not have been impacted by water nearly as much. There is another decently looking wooden door on the west, and a rotted out portcullis on the east. You got through the south door. You've already activated the traps, and then actually in this corner right here, here. You see, thanks to your crazy high passive perception, a kind of it looks like it's just a part of the wall that it seems to be made out of stone, newer cut stone than the rest of it. Like it's slightly discolored.
All
Use
right.
your stone cutting, Mealy. Use your stone cutting.
I will go up there and check it out.
Okay. You think if you just wedge something in the stone, you could probably pry it open. It looks like it's some type of alcove.
All right. Yeah, I'll wedge it open.
Okay. So inside, you find 100 platinum, a copper chain necklace set with a beautiful freshwater pearl, a long sword that seems to radiate magic.
All right. All right. And I will come out with my spoils and be like, look, guys, look what I found.
Well, the necklace is pretty. It's very much you.
Oh, sure. You open a door and you find treasure. I open a door and everyone gets shot.
I think the key you used is a little different.
What do you think that sword does, other than make people bleed?
Can we tell what the sword does?
You're a forge
makes people
cleric,
bleed.
so yes, you can tell what the sword does. It's just a +2 long sword, but just a +2 long sword. But yeah, it's a +2 long sword.
All right.
Is the necklace magical?
Nope. It's
Just
just
a
pretty.
pearl.
You would guess, as a dwarf, that it's worth 300 gold.
Or a revive for somebody who decides to blast open another chain lightning door.
pearl,
It's not a diamond. It's
diamond.
a pearl.
Oh. Well, then I could identify. That's what it is.
I can still be here for you on that.
Anyways, otherwise that's all that's really in this room is those doors. And
All right. Which door?
I don't know. Which door looks like it's going to kill us?
Well, the portcullis is gone, basically, so that's not even a door at this point. That's the one to the east.
Right here.
Yeah. But the other two are, yeah, the other two are just there.
All right.
So does anyone know which way is north so we can figure that out?
North is up.
Oh, I know. Out of character, I know, but I was
Okay.
saying if we're inside.
Actually, yeah, I guess. Well, you guys really haven't lost your bearings yet, so. And with the owl's wisdom, I'd say that Mealy knows.
Yep. So I'll just point direction, which is north. Towards the north door here.
Okay, I'll look for traps
On that door,
on that door.
give me an investigation check.
Oh, right. That's not wisdom. That's intelligence.
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
Rindle, why are you backing off? Why are you backing off over here, buddy?
Because someone's messing with the door.
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Okay, I try to open it.
It opens. 29. Okay, well, give me a second before you enter there, because I need to make sure. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and enter.
Get up there.
This is a completely nondescript room, as far as you can tell. There's
Doesn't
just
sound like
two
it's bad.
doors leading to the north.
Man, there's so many doors. We're gonna get so lost.
That's why I didn't put the doors in my thing. I was like, oh crap, there's a shit ton of doors. I'm not doing all this dynamic lighting.
If only we had a thief to chalk the doors as we go through them. Next character.
So you want to check one while I check the other?
Are they both doors? Both closed? Or stone, wood?
I'm sorry. Oh, one is an iron door. The other one, actually, so the one that looks like it's open is just an archway. You can see past it.
All right.
And
Guess. Do we want to go through the archway or through the door?
one
Which
thing
way's
I will
north?
tell you is that
Oh God! I
Oh,
saw
there's
you
something in the
there.
archway. Marlo just saw something moving around.
Me too.
you can definitely see something moving around in there.
Ugh.
So which way do we go?
Marlo is just bracing for a charge.
Okay. So initiative checks.
Ah. But, forgot my bonus on there, but
Okay. Everybody gets to go before the shadow demon except Mealy.
I'm really at 22.
My dice need to go to the dice jail. That's the second one I've rolled.
Yeah, I think that's the second roll you've made. So, Rindle, you're first. You.
I can't see anything yet anyway. So, Mealy,
You
what
guys,
do you
why'd
see?
stop?
Yeah, Mealy, what do you see?
I don't see much of anything. Marlo's in the way.
So why did you guys stop all of a sudden? Does anyone want to
There's
share what
a
I can't?
shadow in there.
Yes, we all cast shadows. What does that mean?
Yep, completely unconcerned about shadows. I guess
Have we
that's
have we seen this type of shadow demon before?
Yes, you've seen a shadow demon before. Well, no, you have not. Yes, you saw one in the abyss. You have seen a shadow demon like this.
Okay. No, like in the abyss, like a living shadow thing. With nothing casting it.
Is anyone taking their turn?
Sure.
My turn now.
I will step there and I will unleash some lightning into the room. It'll be a good time.
Okay.
I'm really good at that.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 shots.
Yep. One hits.
Plus the repelling, just for funsies.
Okay, so it slams in his back wall.
I hope he cracks his skull.
Okay. It takes the full brunt of the blast, but seems perturbed, but not not heavily damaged.
I'm literally yelling demon filth as I unleash that torrent at him.
Okay.
In Infernal. Ha!
Full moon. You see Rindle start blasting something in the distance.
So I'm gonna move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Hey guys, are we attacking another door? And then I'll just
Yes.
hold my turn because they're not doing anything. And then he told me yes, so I said okay. Then I'll
Okay.
yeah.
Marlo.
Okay, so Marlo holds up his hand,
Mhm.
and there's like little tiny flashes of like lame strobe light.
Mhm.
Then he gets pissed and in frustration just charges at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make 2 spear attacks.
Okay. Remember, Shane's a +2 spears, so.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you guys, if we ever find anything after we get through all these doors, I'm sure we can talk to him.
Okay. Both definitely hit.
Oh, sorry, that's not damage.
No.
Still a good roll though. Stay positive.
Yeah. What a waste right there.
Okay. Okay, so 23 points of damage. Listen. Okay, it's looking actually bloody. It just turns to you now. It's looking pissed. You still have your bonus actions.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm just gonna punch it.
Okay. That hits. Are your fists are not
No.
magical yet?
They are not.
Okay, so it takes a lot of damage from the spearing, but the punch just kind of it hits it, but it's like going through an ooze almost. Like your punch slows down as it goes through
Okay.
its body. And it's now its turn.
Actually, no, not quite yet.
Okay.
I'll back up there.
Okay. Now it's its turn. And so it'll chase you down. Okay. I don't know how it only has +5 to hit, but okay. Natural 20.
Yeah, glad I healed.
That's totally a miss.
Okay.
20s don't hit me. I've got a feat.
Okay, so you take 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And 28 points of psychic damage.
Jesus.
So are those added together for my DC for my con save? Yeah, that's how that would work, right?
Yeah, that's how that would work.
Okay, so that's a fail.
Yeah, that's a fail. So the owl's wisdom drops again from Mealy. Mealy, it's your turn.
Well, I'll go right up here. I'm going to take a swing at it with my Warhammer.
Roll an attack. That hits.
Finally, a better roll.
It looked like it was going to be a 3.
I know. I'm like, do not.
Okay. It's still up.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Marlo there.
Okay, go over and roll it. Okay, so Marlo, you heal
Thank
8.
you.
Getting healed after that shadow demon. I guess it didn't describe what happened. The shadow demon just raked its claws into your skull, and you just feel it like pierce into your brain.
Yeah.
You thought that the chain lightning was the most painful experience of your life, and then you.
I know, that was actually more points than the chain lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, what? No. Chain lightning was more.
Oh.
43 versus 44.
Okay.
Jeez.
So, Rendell, you're up.
I will continue to pummel this demon filth with lightning.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attacks. First one hits, second one does not. Okay.
Repel, I say, repel!
Well, he does get repelled, but he also disintegrates in the process.
That's right, filth.
It was just a CR3 monster. The only reason he dealt that much damage is because he crit.
Jeez. Poor Marlo.
It's not
He's
a good
like
day
the
to be
whip-
Marlowe.
No, just the whipping boy.
There's a lot of 6s in those 66s. Too.
Yeah.
I blame Shane.
So does anyone have an idea of what that door is made of? Because it sounded like he was kicking your guys' ass.
Well, Well, I was kicking somebody's ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, so you didn't notice it while you were fighting the thing because you had greater concerns. But you now notice that this room kind of has a weird stench to it, like rot, decay. There is a door to the north. There's an archway to the. There's another archway to the south, and that's. And then you guys see. Well, you don't see this, so I don't have to put it in there quite yet.
So you guys, while he's doing that, do we know of any issue that we have to worry about down here about giving off too much light?
Eh.
Okay, so then for future reference, I'll be putting a bonfire in the center of every room we leave.
Yeah, okay. I will add that. Okay, I will put a light source in each room when I can.
I think it's more like breadcrumbs so we can find our way back.
Okay, so yeah, what do you guys want to do? Door to the north, and then there's two archways to the south. There's still that
I
other
wanna make a
door
way.
in the room that Rindle and Full Moon are still in too.
Well, I'm gonna make my way to the other room that they're in because I really want to see this door.
Well, it was a shadow demon, so discorporated. So,
But nobody told me anything, and I
Yeah.
see the door still standing, and I go, okay.
and
Do I need to back it?
Marlowe looks like he's halfway dead. Again.
Yeah, I think
I say
this
we let
dungeon
Full
might
Moon
be
attack
too much
that
for
door.
us, guys.
I
We're
say
having
we go
trouble
full
with
moon
just the
attack
doors.
this door. There was a demon in this room a few minutes ago, not a door. The door was in the other room. Just
Why
the
didn't you
one.
guys ask for help?
Didn't need it. See? Marlowe had this.
It doesn't look that way.
Yeah.
Pat Marlowe on the back.
But I think maybe I'm done going first for a little while.
Ugh.
I'm in so much pain.
Do we
I
need a
think
long
I broke
rest?
parts of me that I didn't think I had.
At Mealy, you actually hear a weird sloshing sound coming from the door to the north, by the way.
Oh, God. So, guys, I think I hear something sloshing around to the north.
Like
Well,
water on the
south
side
looks
of a-
good.
Like water on the side of a boat? Huh?
A good slushing?
Perhaps. I'm going to go investigate the door.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
God damn it. Again.
She knows she's our healer, right?
It doesn't appear trapped, it doesn't appear locked.
Rindle is hiding around the corner at the bottom of that.
Well,
Kick it down. Let Full Moon do this door. He's so concerned.
yeah, Full Moon, you want this door? I don't see any
It looks
traps.
nice, but I don't think I want to have it. I can open it if that's what you mean.
Can you open? Do you want to open it?
Yeah, I don't mind
Well-
opening it.
Go
While
ahead.
they're having this conversation, I'm going to healing word myself.
Okay.
Oh man, I see shit in the other door. Oh man.
So I slowly push the door open.
Did you unlock it?
Oh, I thought he did.
No, no one has unlocked the door.
Okay. Does anyone have a key?
You're the key, Full Moon.
So I touch the door and I say, "Open, sesame."
Are you using knock or are you just making a joke?
Oh, I'm touching the door. He said I was the key, so I thought it was going to open once I touched it.
Okay, you touch the door. Nothing happens.
Didn't work.
You're the most ineffective key I've ever met.
I'm not sure what that means, but thank you.
Try to be more forceful.
But he did touch the door, so there's that, and nothing happened.
Okay, then I'm going to step back. I don't want my fireball, and I suggest you as well to not hit you. So I'm going to move back all the way back here, and then I'm going to try to shoot fireball at it.
Okay. Roll damage. It's a wooden door, so it's definitely gonna blast it open.
Well, I'm just making sure because they seem to have so much trouble. I just want to make sure I don't.
Okay. Roll damage.
Oh,
11 damage.
did you just do flame strike or whatever? Or
Firebolt.
Fireball.
fire? Oh, bolt.
Okay. Yeah, the door opens up. You see what was sloshing back there. It was looks like a wave or a kind of. It looks vaguely humanoid, but it looks completely made of water.
Great.
How'd it go,
Hello
Full Moon?
Guess
Hello
we'll go
there.
back in there.
Creature thing. Hello.
Well, let me see. What does it speak? Do you speak Aquan?
No.
Our druid's not here right now. If you'd like to leave your name and number and a message, we'll have her call you back
It
later.
does not seem particularly hostile. It just seems kind of pacing around.
Okay. I'll cast friends on it.
Okay.
It wasn't
Blub, blub,
hostile.
blub, blub.
Then I'll use diplomacy and start talking to it, and so it doesn't attack me.
Make.
I got diplomacy. It's defeat. As long as I talk to them, I can be fine
Right.
along those lines.
But you don't
And I
speak
got-
Aquan, and it doesn't
I
understand
speak
common.
common. Now that might make it difficult.
So I'm gonna give you disadvantage on this persuasion check. I shouldn't even let you do it, but I'm gonna say DC 20 disadvantage persuasion check.
Just because of the confusion, because he's confused, Marlo is going to cast comprehend languages on himself.
Okay.
So then, can I get an advantage so he can help me with that? So they even it out.
Yeah, you can do that. So I will say it's just a DC 20 persuasion check. Marlo is translating for you. So.
Thank you, Marlo.
Except for I can't speak to it. I could just hear what it says. You still have to play like charades for it to understand you.
Apparently, I do not.
Blah, blah, blah. You just hear no orders currently given. It's basically a robot at this point, so it's no orders given. Identify yourself. After the friends was cast, actually, it went from saying you have 10 seconds to comply. It now says you have 1 minute, 10 seconds to comply.
So I
What,
introduce myself.
Marlo?
I do not understand what you just said.
Marlo.
Marlo. Are you friend? This isn't Aquan, so.
Your master. Your master.
The thing is, he doesn't speak Aquan, so like he now understands that he's Marlo, but that's like.
I think it might be best for us to leave here, guys. We'll leave out of your way, and I'm going to go to the door up to the top.
Hold on. I have
have
to
a
go.
minute.
It's a very big dungeon. I have to go through all my notes. Okay.
Oh,
so-
he's huge.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're going to the door to the north?
Yes. And so we seem to be a problem of you will be out of your hair, and then I'm going to go through the door.
Make a. Oh, no, this is an attack spell. So as you open the door, a arrow forms in the wall beside you, apparently made out of acid.
This dungeon sucks.
I dodge it.
This is why my next character will be a rogue. I promise.
Please.
Like 3 feet away from him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure an 18 hits you.
That it does.
So you take 5 points of acid damage, but you are now covered in acid. So for the next 7 rounds, you will take 5 points of acid damage.
Would you say it's piercing my skin?
Yes, I would.
Well, good. I have resistance to piercing.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. So is it on me or is it on my clothes?
It's
So I
on
can
your
figure
clothes.
that out. Do I have to take? Would I know that I'd have to take my clothes off to get rid of said acid, so I don't keep taking the damage?
Yeah.
So all my clothes.
Okay, so you now have a naked drow.
No, I asked before I decided to disrobe because I don't think in a temple I want to be naked. So if I have it on me, because especially if it's on my right side, I'm guessing,
Uh-huh.
can I just take partial sleeve, kind of go with like a toga kind of motif?
Yeah, you
Half
just
covered.
so you just rip off your affected clothes. Pretty much it's like a pant leg, and it hit you in the arm, so you rip off that sleeve.
Okay, and then I can make my way to the other room then.
Okay. Room 16. See what's in here. Oh. Actually,
We only have so much time, guys. You guys might want to move.
so a large kind of
Wow.
lobstery creature is in here. Pinchers, and I will actually, because we don't have time for this combat, so this is where we'll stop for today. As
Combat?
you guys are, as Full Moon
Full Moon's
opens
going
this
to
door.
He's
I
going to
thought
try
Full
to-
Moon was
Oh,
gonna
we've got 8
negotiate it.
minutes.
What?
We
I
got
plan to
8
talk
minutes.
to it.
I'm taking
I plan to
an
talk to
average
it.
of 30 damage a shot. We totally have time to do this combat.
You could totally drop me in the first round. TPK.
Okay, I'm gonna use you guys' previous initiatives.
Oh,
Um,
great.
Let's just roll the choles. Give me a second. I've never used one of these monsters before, so give me a second.
What is it? Maybe we can help.
It is so it's going last because it rolled a natural 1 and it has a dexterity of 10. So, Rindle, you're first. It's a big lobster thing with tentacles and pincers and you can pretty much tell it's an aberration.
I am.
As the second one hits, the first one it bounces off of its hard carapace.
And repel. Repel!
Which is repelled and takes 13 points of damage. Okay.
And then I'm gonna threaten it menacingly with gestures.
Okay. It makes no sound. Well,
So does this look threatening at all?
yes. It is
Especially now.
horrifying. It kind of, and it's like glowering and sizing up, and it looks like it's about to attack somebody.
There's little arcs of electricity rolling along its shell. You know, compliments of me.
Okay.
So Full Moon would like to close the door that's behind him.
Okay.
Now that he's in the room.
Probably a wise idea.
And then I'm going to move over here
Hmm.
so that I have some kind of back. And then I'm just going to hold my turn unless it seems like it's threatening. Then I'll be casting a Witch Bolt on it
Okay.
if it attacks somebody.
Okay. Sounds good. That would bring us to Marlowe.
Hey, Shane. I'm taking a lot of beatings here. You think you can help me with that? Maybe make me a little blurry?
Okay. Shane uses this action to cast Blur on you.
Okay. So then I still have my bonus action, right?
You still have your action. Any of
That
those
doesn't cost.
No. Shane has his own turn. All he can do on his turn is cast a spell.
Oh wow.
That's the
That's
advantage
crazy
of
powerful.
sentient. That's the advantage of sentient items. All of them can do that. They can
Okay.
concentrate and cast spells by themselves.
So if I take damage, does he have to make a concentration check?
No.
Okay.
If he takes damage, he has to make a concentration check.
Okay. So I'm blurred.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm going to run up here and I'm gonna take some shots at him.
Okay.
That one's good.
Yeah, that one's definitely good. And that one's good. So roll the crit.
And I'm gonna go ahead and and I'm gonna make my
Maneuvering strikes or whatever you do.
just my regular pop too.
Okay.
Punch.
Okay. That
Okay.
hits.
So we'll go ahead and I'm going to, on that crit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make this a defensive flourish.
Okay. So I'm gonna take for your AC bonus. I'm just gonna take the first dice you roll for it
Okay.
for your AC bonus, because otherwise it's a little
Insane.
yeah. That's not your damage. There's your damage.
That's a 5.
Yeah, that's a 5. So your AC increases by 5. So, but it takes 22 points of damage from the first strike. Uh, 11 damage from the second strike, and then your hit.
Cool. So I'm blurred and I have an AC of 22.
Okay, and it took 38 points of damage from one attack, plus the, what did Brindle do? 13, 38 plus 13 is what? 41. 51 points of damage. It's looking really hurt and really pissed. Melee, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to come up to here, and I'm going to hit it with my hammer.
Okay. That hits.
All right. And I'm also going to use Divine Strike.
Okay. 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 Do you have? That was your bonus action to Divine Strike.
Divine Strike happens no matter what,
Okay,
once per
yeah.
turn.
Okay, sweet. So you still have your bonus action. Is there anything you want to do?
No.
Nope, that's it. Okay, so it is going to make its attack. Its multi attack. It's going to make a pincher attacks against melee, and then a tentacle strike against Marlowe.
Okay.
So let's
Yeah.
do the
He has disadvantage against me.
and
The
against
first
Gives-
attack. Yeah.
And we both have pretty high AC.
Yeah. Okay, so attacks against melee. Well, the first one was a miss, so I'm not going to even re-roll it because there's no reason that. So second attack against melee. That would be a hit. Let's see if it maintains. Your AC is 18, right?
Mine is 20.
Okay, so misses melee. 2 pinch attacks. And then it's gonna take its kind of one of the tentacles that are kind of sprouting out of this thing's back is gonna make a perfunctory swipe against Marlowe.
That's gonna miss.
Oh. 20 misses you? Oh yeah, because
Yeah, because I
22.
got a 22 AC right now.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it just can't get a whole, it can't hit anything right now. And then we're back up to Rindle's turn.
Do you mind if I go before Rindle? Because I was holding my action to see if it would attack
Oh
us.
yeah, that's right. So Witch Bolt.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll an attack against it.
What if I minded full moon? God.
Well, no, this is actually this turn.
He just asked if we would mind, so I
Okay.
just figured I would say yes, I mind.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Uh, 15 points. Okay, it's still up. It is the smell of burning cockroach fills the air as it gets electrocuted by the witch bolt. Rindle.
Rindle's going to go ahead and hammer it again.
Okay. First one hits. Second one hits.
Repel, repel!
26. Okay. It repels into the corner and then just the cracks on all of its shell just falls apart and it's just squished bug at this point.
Rindle just super aggressively followed his lightning bolts in. I don't care. It's his new thing. He's just gonna like follow through.
Okay.
Does it look like it would be edible?
Anything's edible if you're hungry enough.
It's sure might taste a little squishy, but like
Mealy, do you mind purifying it so we can eat it?
Full moon's apparently hankering for a snack.
Well, I can purify it if that's what you want.
It can if we have time. I mean, it feels like we need a rest. So I think this is a nice little.
Oh, you need a rest.
Yeah. So I can put a bonfire here. We can cook a little bit. Try to make some bug jerky.
Bug jerky.
Well, just throwing it out there, but I don't think we took any damage, so I think maybe we should come back and do that. I've got a spell going on that I kind of want to still take advantage of a little bit.
Put
We
bug
snack
jerky.
after the mission.
Fine. I'll just set up the bonfire and we'll make our way out.
Rindle is going to suggest this door.
okay, you can actually see past that door. The room, the
Oh.
room ahead of you seems actually pretty empty. You do see a pile of gems actually in that room as well.
Ooh, shiny.
I bet you that's a trap.
Radio goes right for it. It's like, ooh, money.
Well, the last guy got platinum, okay? I'm going for the gems.
Reminds me of my bell.
Do you go for the pile of gems?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not like diving face first into it, but I'm definitely getting down to inspect it to see if it looks safe to grab them or not.
It looks safe enough. There's a carnelian worth 50 gold, a lapis lazuli worth 10, some type of quartz crystal, fairly large though, probably worth around 30, a sardonyx worth 30, and a sardonyx worth 30. 120 total of assorted gems, basically.
That works.
Is that where you want to call it then? Is it
Yeah, I will call it there. You guys
I thought we
are
were playing until midnight. This is poop. What kind of a marathon is this?
marathon.
It's 12 for
Hey,
some
I'm
people.
up for it if you want to play till midnight.
12 to 12. Let's do it.
I got time.
I mean, we can.
Right?
I don't have anything to do. We can get through. We can get through the rest of this dungeon if you guys don't. If you guys want to.
Well, I got something to do, so.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
There you go for having a life.
Yeah.
Thanks
The
for
one day
ruining
I
it for
actually have
everybody.
one.
Thanks for ruining it for everybody. Gosh. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
All
It
right.
was fun.
Yeah, guys, thank
See
you.
ya.
That was fun.
We on for tomorrow, Scott?
Yeah, we'll be playing tomorrow.
Score. All right.
Later,
See you
guys.
then.
See ya.
Bye.